Jessica and Adam Davis decided to adopt a child to share their love and fortune. After a lengthy and exhausting adoption process, they finally welcomed a 6-year-old girl from Uganda into their family. The couple was thrilled and couldn't wait to see her bond with their other children. They had no idea it would be the beginning of a nightmare. Jessica and Adam were high school sweethearts, and from the moment they met, they knew they wanted to spend their lives together. After marrying, they welcomed 4 biological children within a few years. Still, Jessica and Adam felt something was missing. They wanted to expand their family and decided to do so through adoption. They had no specific requirements for the child they hoped to adopt. They simply wanted to help a child in great need of a peaceful and loving home. Before long, Jessica and Adam learned there were over 3 million orphans in Uganda, Africa, and decided to pursue international adoption. At this stage, everything seemed to be falling into place. The couple assumed the process would be relatively straightforward, but sadly, nothing could have prepared them for what lay ahead. In October 2013, the couple contacted an adoption agency in Uganda. They completed piles of paperwork, did countless sets of fingerprints, and spent tens of thousands of dollars. Eventually, they were approved to adopt and moved to the selection stage. In 2015, the couple was finally matched with a 6-year-old girl named Mata, and they traveled to Uganda to meet her. The moment they saw her, it was love at first sight. Mata was fun to be with, free-spirited, and chatted with the couple as if she had known them her whole life. As soon as she saw us, she ran into my arms and screamed, "Mom." It was so heartwarming. I will never forget how special I felt that day, Jessica recounted. Jessica asked the adoption agency about Mata's past. They told her that the girl's father had died at a young age. They also said that the girl had suffered a lot of physical abuse and had been abandoned by her mother. Upon hearing this, Jessica hugged Mata tightly, saying, "Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry, I'm just coming for you now. I'm sorry it took so long." She wept and held the girl dearly. She was very energetic, such a happy soul. No one could have guessed she had such a painful past, Jessica said. However, unbeknownst to Adam and Jessica, there was more to Mata's story than the adoption file revealed. Despite what they were told about Mata, the Davis family loved her dearly and looked forward to giving her a better life. A few months later, the whole family was in court for the adoption hearing. Unfortunately, the judge approved the adoption, and Mata became a legal member of the Davis family. From that moment on, however, trouble began, though no one saw it coming. Mata was an intelligent child who could speak English, so she communicated easily with her adoptive parents. Before the adoption, Jessica and Adam had arranged for her to learn English at the orphanage. When Mata arrived at her new home in the United States, she was in awe of her surroundings. She loved the house, the food, and her siblings. She was also thrilled to have a beautiful, spacious room all to herself. It was an entirely new and exciting experience for the young girl. Jessica and Adam were in high spirits too, but sadly, this joy wouldn't last. On Mata's second day, the couple woke up early and were shocked when they couldn't find her in her room. They searched the entire house, but she was nowhere to be found. About 10 minutes later, the youngest child let out a scream upon finding Mata in the kitchen. The girl was so lost in thought that she didn't even hear anyone calling her name. "What's wrong, baby? Why are you here all by yourself, my love?" Jessica asked, holding the girl tightly. "It's 8 a.m. I miss cooking with my mom. We always cook together at this time. While doing that, she tells me stories and sings to me." Jessica was confused. According to her file, this girl had never known a mother's love. How could someone who had been abandoned speak of cooking and singing with her mother? Jessica didn't know what to think. Was the girl hallucinating? Could this have been before her mother abandoned her? "Don't worry, you're here with us now. You're going to be fine. Let's forget the past and focus on the future," Jessica said. She then looked at the girl closely and noticed that her eyes were swollen and stained with tears. At that moment, she vowed to love the girl unconditionally. Little did she know that this relationship should never have happened. Later that afternoon, the family was having lunch when Mata started speaking fondly about her mother again. She told the Davis family that she missed her mom deeply, recounting how they always went to church together and how her mom gave her a kiss after every meal. It suddenly dawned on Jessica that there was more to Mata's story than met the eye, so she and Adam decided to investigate. They contacted the adoption agency, but they were told the same story. The staff reiterated their claims that Mata's mother had abandoned and frequently starved her. The situation was very confusing, but Jessica and Adam were determined to uncover the truth. They called Mata into the room and asked her to tell them everything about her parents. By the time the girl finished her story, Jessica and Adam were in tears. The girl spoke only kind and loving words about her mother and held her in high regard. Such a beautiful girl did not deserve to be taken away from her mom, Jessica said. Jessica and Adam believed Mata and realized the adoption agency hadn't been truthful. They decided to act quickly. The couple reached out to Karen Riley, the founder of Reunite Uganda, hoping she could help connect them to Mata's mother. Karen understood the gravity of the situation and acted immediately. She made a few calls and eventually obtained Mata's mother's contact information. Later that day, Karen arranged a FaceTime call between the Davis family and Mata's mother, and the truth finally came to light. Mata's mother explained that she had been tricked into giving up her daughter. A man from the adoption agency lied, telling her that Mata was only going abroad to study and would return after completing her education. The poor woman had no idea her daughter would be adopted. She suspected something was wrong when she later asked the man for the phone number of the family with whom Mata was staying. Instead of granting this reasonable request, the man silenced her and said she wouldn't see her daughter for a while. He promised to give her some money at the end of the year and then hung up. A few minutes later, he blocked her number. That night, Mata's mother couldn't sleep, fearing her daughter was in danger. "I want to see my daughter again," she said through tears. Mata's mother knew she could trust Jessica and Adam. She was relieved that Mata had ended up with a family that respected family values and the bond between mother and child. Adam and Jessica promised Mata's mother that they would bring her daughter back to her the next day. That evening, the Davis family organized a farewell party for Mata. Though she had only been with them for 2 days, it felt like much longer. "We will never forget you, and we will always keep in touch," they told her as they each took turns hugging the young girl. Early the next morning, Adam and Mata flew to Uganda. Though Jessica wished she could go, she stayed home with their other children. Adam took Mata straight to her mother's doorstep, and as soon as her mother saw her, she burst into joyful tears, thanking Adam over and over. "Oh, my baby, I thought I'd never see you again," she wept as she held her daughter. Adam captured the heartwarming moment on camera and sent it to Jessica and the kids. Although they missed Mata, they were happy for her as well. "It was painfully beautiful," Jessica said of the moment. It's unfortunate that this occurred after the family had spent over $65,000 or 63 euros thousand on Mata's adoption. Despite this, they wished her a wonderful life and wanted her to be happy, whether or not she was with them. Though she's no longer with us physically, she will always remain in our hearts, and we'll forever think of her as our daughter, the couple shared. May time bring healing to everyone touched by this story, and may happiness and success follow them all. I'm really keen to know your thoughts on this story, so please don't hesitate to share your insights in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it engaging, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Feel free to share this video. Take good care of yourselves, and I'm excited to connect with you in our future videos.